Hey guys, J77 doing Extension Entertainment Roundup News, and the reason why I'm doing an extension is because I forgot to mention this. I was going to mention it as a free-for-all, not something that was sprung up, that I don't have an article for, but it's something I heard and I wanted to address my own opinion on. It was involving the All-Star game, and I want to say a few good things about what they did, but I have to address something that was sprung up on WFAN. Now, WFAN is a sports news radio that is on FM and AM. And I've been listening to them for quite a long time. I've been listening to them ever since they first got on the air. I love listening to their personalities. Joe Domingo was the first person that I actually had tuned in on a nightly basis when I had my night job. And Steve Summers as well. Now, Steve Summers, I listen to from time to time, but most of the time, if he's on and when somebody else is going to be on, follow him. But there are times that I listen to him. There is no secret. Those who have known people, those who have known him, have been a fan of him, who had followed him on WFN, knows that he's actually good friends with Jerry Seinfeld. Jerry Seinfeld was a caller on WFN, and he's a huge Mets fan. And he had called Steve Summons pretty much a few days after the All-Star game was over, and he criticized New Yorkers for booing some of the All-Stars that was coming up to bat. This was actually something that was kind of alarming to me, and it raised a lot of eyebrows in terms of his criticism, which I'm just going to say right now was totally out of line, and for one reason. I work in New York City as a ticket agent. I work for a tour bus. And I know a lot of the people with different personalities from all across the country as well as all across the 50 state who come to New York to do the vacation. Last week was a very big week for this city because a lot of people came for the All-Star break. You can tell they was coming for the All-Star break. And they was wearing their hats. They was having fun. They even told me what time the game was going to start. They wanted to know where the Yankee store was, where the sporting goods store was. They was really gearing up. Most of the people that came to New York came from Texas, Toronto, Minnesota. They came from all over to watch this game. They even had a very special shuttle bus just to go to Queens to go to the All-Star game. It was a very big event, and this city, at least Manhattan, was pretty much decorated in the All-Star colors that resembled Citi Field. So when he said, and I'm pretty sure someone on YouTube, and if I find it, I will post a link to it, because it's very important. When he said that New Yorkers showed no class because they was booing and it made him sick, I stopped myself and said, do you really think that every New Yorker went to that All-Star game? Because I'm pretty sure, like any other All-Star game, like any other major event, that stadium was filled with New York fans or Mets fans for that matter. Yeah, there probably was some there, but I'm pretty sure that there's a small number compared to a lot of people who's coming all across the country to watch the All-Star game. And it did bother me. It really did bother me that he actually criticized New Yorkers for that. Look, I'm not surprised. Personally, when I saw the game, I didn't notice it was actually booing, to be honest with you. And if it was not as though it was not high pitched as I think he's making it out to be. But it wouldn't surprise me that happened. The thing that I think that Jerry Seinfeld failed to realize is that the All-Star game wasn't just seen by New Yorkers. New York wasn't the only people in there. You had New York, you had Detroit, you had Boston, you had Philadelphia, you had Colorado, you had Detroit, you had Minnesota. You have all these people coming from all across the country to gather for this once-in-a-year event. And to him hearing that, saying, are you sure that it was all New Yorkers there? Because I'm pretty sure that it was also a mixed breed of different fans all around. So I was kind of a little angry that he just said only New Yorkers was booing. I don't think they were. I really don't think they were. Especially when he said that it was Mets fans. Come on now. Let's be real here. I mean, you really think that Mets fans are that classless? I don't think so. Look, I said this before. Mets fans doesn't have a lot to be cheered for right now. Their team is not doing that great. Even though they have played better down the stretch leading to the All-Star game, they didn't have what I feel they should have a good run. They didn't have a good run at all, and that's largely because of some of the decision makings that their managers have. But for the most part, I can see how bitter they can get at during this time, especially when they had a winning season in how many years now? 4 or 5 years. Have made the postseason in 4 or 5 years. You'd be bitter too, but to say that they actually went on the way to boo the other team, the other guy who made the All-Star game as a reward for having a good first half season, I seriously doubt it. Like I said, it's a mixed breed when it comes to these kind of events. Not every, especially with the tickets prices, not everybody is a New York who was in that stadium were New Yorkers. Just keep that in mind. Am I upset about it? Not really. Not really at all. I will say this: great job of giving that tribute to Mario Rivera. Great job on that. I think that's the one thing I do agree on Jerry Seinfeld as well as everybody is saying. I thought they did a great job on that category because I think it was very because this is his last year, and to me, he deserves that kind of respect. The guy really represented New York. Just represented baseball in such a class way that he just basically changed what a closer is. He basically perfected it in many ways in terms of how a closer should approach the plate on a daily basis. So I give him my props, and I think that they did a great job of that tribute. With that being said, I thought that Jerry Seinfeld was a little bit out of line because I never once thought that that they would be that cold and that mean to boo every player, because I don't think that was intention. And I say it like this: it ain't all New Yorkers in that stadium. There are a whole bunch of baseball fans in that stadium. New Yorkers not the only people in there. Keep in mind, we only represented the All-Star game this year. Doesn't mean that everybody from New York is going to run down there. Half the people didn't even care what was on. Like I even said before, if I watch it, it's because number one, I'm being forced to watch by somebody else. All-Star games don't bother me anymore as they used to. I don't care who wins. I don't care about the players involved. But I understand why they have it. It's something they reward, and I know a lot of people go and watch it. And for New York, it was a big event, and they treated it as such. Fox had their little thing going on with that. They had in their newsroom building, they was doing a little bit of event from there. NBC did some coverage on that. SNY also has some events in that, so it was a big thing. You know what? It's good for the city. But come on, if you're gonna criticize something like this, be mindful that it ain't just the Met fans or any New Yorker who is booing. I'm just saying. That's all I got to say about that. It's not much of a rant, but just a little word of thought about when it comes to All-Star games that I just think he was a little bit, I think his anger towards New Yorkers was a little bit unjustified because, again, when I see All-Star games, I don't just see New York there. I don't see any kind of thing, any kind of fan base there. I see a whole bunch of fans gathering out for this one event. So to say that all New Yorkers was treated bad is the assumption that the only people that was there were New York Mets fans or Yankee fans, and that's not the case. Not the case at all. It was a whole lot of baseball fans from all walk of life who showed up for that game. And me working as a ticket agent, seeing all the tourists come into the city for this one event, I can vouch that not everyone in that stadium was from New York. Just keep that in mind. That's all I got to say on this matter. Until then, this is J77 saying take care, be safe. I'll talk to you soon.